Over the weekend, and of course, filtering into yesterday, debates ensued on social medias and pubs and people's private homes, and I might add, even right here in the office, about petrol pricing. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited did put out a communique about the price of premium motor spirit, landing costs, and what it's expected to sell at its filling station. Dangote Group also did put out a communique describing the communique by the NNPCL as malicious, one of the words I remember there. And of course, went on to, well, not give us the right price. I mean, if you're refuting the amount the NNPCL had put in its communique, you would have told Nigerians who are willing and begging to know how much the NNPCL is lifting petrol from your refineries. Well, the conversation would ensue. But something we're certain is by the 1st of October, I mean, something but Dangote and NNPCL will agree on, is that the 1st of October, we will be knowing, or Nigerians will know, how much they will be buying petrol. Because both parties at least agree that the raw product, which is the crude oil, was sold in dollars. And we've been talking about this dollarization thing for a very long time. And so if Dangote begins to buy crude oil in Naira, would it affect the price of PMS in the long run? I mean, that will form the basis of our conversation. Blessing is with me here, and I'm sure what is important for her is the price of petrol to come down. What are you expecting?
Well, you see that statement you just made, or what you said is my hope, hoping that the price of petrol will come down. It seemed like a prayer.
It wishes for horses.
Yeah, it's like a prayer that may never be answered, because that was the hope of many Nigerians when news of the Dangote refinery being built circulated, and Nigerians hoped that, oh, at last, perhaps an end would come to the importation of
Yeah.
fuel in Nigeria. But so far, that hope seems to have been dashed, because before the commencement of refining of petroleum products at the Dangote refinery started, the price of petrol at fuel stations was somewhere around 600 naira. Depending on the parts of the country, you live 600 to 700 naira. So after the scarcity that lasted for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we saw a jump to maybe 800 naira, 850 naira. So people thought it was occasioned by the scarcity. And so when NNPCL released that statement on Monday, saying that it's going to be the sole off-taker of petrol from the Dangote refinery, it didn't sit well with many Nigerians, because the thinking is that the role of the NNPCL? Why not allow some form of competition? Why not allow marketers, just do their business, go to the Dangote refinery and be distributors of the product, rather than you being the sole off-taker, and so the marketers have to buy from you. When it released a pricing template to reflect, according to them, the current price of petrol, so for September, and then Lagos seemed to be the only beneficiary in terms of the price list, 950 naira for Lagos and its environs, maybe owing to the fact that the refinery itself is sited in Lagos. And then for the northern states, as high as 1,000 naira or more than 1,000 naira. I don't see how that hope is coming alive, the hope that the price of petrol will be reduced. I don't know.
They paid in dollars.
For the crude.
So if they pay in Naira.
If they pay in Naira, we should expect some form of reduction, because the conversion, except if what would happen is that, how much did you pay in dollars? So convert it to Naira and then give us the Naira equivalent, if that's what's going to happen. But if...
Right.
Yes. But if NNPCL is going to sell to Dangote in Naira, this is Nigeria. But at the end of the day,
there's always like some form of arrangement.
There should be some drop in the cost. You know, this thing that is always paraded by petrol importers when they say the landing cost. No. So there isn't going to be any landing cost at the end of the day, because everything is going to be in Nigeria. NNPCL sells crude to Dangote in Nigeria, Dangote refines the crude in Nigeria and distributes to marketers in Nigeria.
Blessing, you made a very salient
taking
point.
out landing costs.
You made a salient point, and the point is, will the NNPCL sell, not the value of dollar?
Okay.
Because of course, Nigeria's budget is hinged on, the sale of crude, and that pricing is done in dollar.
Okay.
So there's just a whole lot of that.
So it's going to go according to the international benchmark, or it's going to be a thing of your own. Let's have
I don't know.
Session.
There's this saying that in a special arrangement, devil go see God in their local.
Let's see if those special arrangements can happen. We'll have a guest who joins the conversation, and TC will bring him in.
Well, we do have Emmanuel Igbini Odafe, who is a petroleum industry expert, joining us virtually, to have a conversation with us on this back and forth. We thought we banter a little ourselves. I'm sure we'll be able to scratch the surface, but then we do have Emmanuel. Good morning to you. Glad to have you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, good morning to you.
Welcome. All right, so I'm sure you were following our banter. Let's lay the foundation. What did you make out of the communique by NNPCL and the refutal by Dangote Group?
Well, it's very, very unfortunate that we have Nigerians, we have been exposed to this kind of ridicule. The whole world is laughing at us. And really, it's sad. It's a sad one for us in this country, a country that is so blessed with petroleum, one of the leading exporter of the sweet crude in the world. And when I read even the statement put up by Dangote management, I felt so pained. The choice of words, some words used by the spokesperson of Dangote shows that they have no single regard for this country. We should have done that better. And they went to the fact, reading that press statement shows that even the Dangote management is into politics. They don't need to do that. If you want to refuse, just say, no, this is not, we didn't determine anything. We did not have any agreement, full stop. And not to go the way they went using words, and it's unfortunate. But who do you blame? Again, I say, blame the National Assembly that gave us this document called PIA, then which gave power to the president of Nigeria to appoint whoever he likes, for whatever reason, to run this critical petroleum sector in our country. If the management of the NNPCL, the so-called NNPCL, had complied with Section 64, subsection 1 of the PIA, which says that the main objective of the NNPCL, they added L to the NNPC we had before. They say it's a limited company, all those trash, the dollar to us. And they say the main objective is to carry out petroleum operations on a commercial basis, comparable, underline, comparable to private companies in Nigeria carrying out similar activities in the sector. And then you ask yourself, how has the NNPCL fared in this regard compared to who? So it is the way they dance and dance in a ridiculous manner. That is why the management of a private company will so ridicule them with this kind of choice of words in their press statement. It's sad. Just look at it. If you can pause, let me read it from your screen. Wait, what is the meaning of all that? We want Nigerians to disregard the malicious statement. What is malicious?
Misleading, malicious, mischievous rather, deliberately aimed at undermining the milestone achievement recorded today, September 15, 2024, towards addressing the energy insufficiency. And, well, yes, choice of words, malicious, misleading, and all that. But then let's take a look at the trade, what you call it, the trade of words, between the NNPCL and Dangote. It seems like they were saying the same thing. And I mean, it's all buried in all of this back and forth. First and foremost, the NNPCL had put out that the Dangote refined PMC pricing is 898 naira 78 kobo. But then Dangote in its press statement did not go on to tell us, what the NNPCL is buying if it's not 898 naira. They also went on to say that the current stock of crude was procured in dollars, and they're waiting the technical subcommittee on naira-based crude sales to local refineries, which was appointed by the president. So in front of me, I also do have a press release from Mohammed Manga, who is the Director of Information and Public Relations, on the 13th of September. Before that of NNPCL went out, before that of Dangote went out. And they say there was an agreement which has led to completed unloading of the first batch of PMS from Dangote Refinery, and that from the 1st of October, NNPCL will commence the supply of crude oil to Dangote Refinery to be paid for in naira. And in return, Dangote Refinery will supply PMS and diesel of equivalent value to the domestic market to be paid for in naira. Diesel will be sold in naira by Dangote Refinery to any interested off-taker. PMS will also be sold to NNPC. NNPC will then sell to various marketers for now. So let me bring you in now, Emmanuel. NNPCL, it seems like they're going to serve as a middle person. I don't know what you make out of that arrangement and press release.
NNPCL has no business in determining the price of petroleum products in Nigeria. Full stop. Section 205 of the PIA is clear. It's very, very clear. NNPCL is just a company hustling, let me use the word, hustling like Dangote and others. We have, by the PIA, a regulatory body established by law, and that is what you call the NNDPROA that is in charge. So where is Dangote, the NNPCL deriving these illegal powers that wants to allocate to itself? You see, these are the kind of things that they do that even give, a kind of, what is the right word now? That encourages Dangote Refinery, management of Dangote Refinery, to insult them the more. Come, you are hustling, I'm hustling in the same business. Then you not be the one to tell me how to hustle. And you are supposed to be competing. How? That is not right. It is not. So the refinery has no such power.
Let's take a look at how the NNPC even got involved in this and became the sole off-taker. Initially, the NNPCL had put out a statement that it will not be the distributor of petrol products for any company in Nigeria. And then days later, we're seeing that the NNPCL is the sole off-taker for the Dangote refinery. Does it mean that without a single company coming in to be the sole off-taker, Dangote refinery cannot sell petrol products to marketers in Nigeria? Does it necessarily need a middleman?
No, not at all. When you go through that section 205 up to 207, you will see the answer is provided. Okay, the box stops on the table of the NNDPROA, the Mainstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulative Agency. Its responsibility is to regulate the behavior, the activities of both Dangote, NNPCL, and other hustlers, or they call themselves modular refinery owners, or whatever they call themselves. It is the NNDPROA. So you don't, what is middleman? You are selling, I'm selling. Why should I go through somebody else, or maybe even you, who is supposed to be my competitor? You see, what the NNPCL should be focused on, and Nigerians should demand of the management and board of that NNPCL, is that, look, if you are not ready to be competitive by starting with going to rehabilitate our refineries and get them working, then please do the honorable thing, just resign and go. For me, I'm not even interested in asking her to resign. I have said it over and over, and I'll repeat myself. That PIA, I have advised President Tinubu, the same person I advised him to be Minister of Petrol Resources, and I'm not holding back. I'm still saying that that is the best decision. So he should do the needful. Every day, the board and management of the NNPCL have only shown that they are not prepared at all. So they have had a good time for the past, how many years now they've been on that board. They should just carry their load, and let them just leave. They give others opportunity to manage. But meanwhile, the final solution is the repeal. I repeat, the repeal of that PIA. Throw that document out. It's very offensive. It is the landmine that will destroy the intention of any patriotic Nigerian leader. The way that document was cleverly crafted, drafted by the legal drafters, showed that there was an agenda. And that agenda, and I repeat, is to make sure that no president of this country succeed in fixing the rot in that petroleum sector. And you know what energy security means to the whole world, even in America, that is the highest producer. It is too strategic. Forget all this deceit all over the place, climate change, so go electric cars, go CNG, go all of that. No, it is still what? The fossil fuel. The fossil fuel is here to stay for so many years. Quote me. That is my feed. Let nobody deceive you. When they come and tell you, go think beyond petroleum, think beyond, what they are trying to do is that because they don't have what we have, they want to discourage us from maximizing it because they are sick and tired of being, dependent. If you go to America, any election is all about, you must have the issue of energy security, which is low prices. Voters are interested in it. So how much are we paying for gas, heating oil? If any president is not able to assure them that they are going to bring down the price of heating oil, that president is likely to lose massive vote. So any president of America, be it the UK, they are looking for alternatives. So why do we now come and make ourselves so cheap that what we have, we just play? In fact, every day I listen to the news, I get so disgusted. Now, I just read something online before we came on this program. The NNPC and Chevron also, they have concluded arrangement to transfer, to convert their asset to PIA terms. Tomorrow you hear that our strategic oil field has been sold to individuals. You don't do this kind of a thing for crying out loud. You want to copy America. America is a highly sophisticated and developed country. So if you hear that in America, you have you, my sister there, owning an oil company, running it, they tell you that, you can decide where you sell whoever. It's not true. But even the fact that they give individuals, go to America. The worst thing that's happened to American society is the fact that the government allow private companies, all these multinationals you see in Nigeria, to be the one to produce, decide prices. And this affects, the government of the day. And then what
Let's come
happens?
back to
These
Nigeria now
multinationals are
and
so.
look at this current situation. Nigerians had hoped before the commencement of refining of petroleum products at the Dangote refinery that this would crash the price of petrol, but that hope seems to have been dashed right now. What are the fundamental issues to refining of petrol products in Nigeria? So right now, it's not the absence of a refinery. There is a refinery in Nigeria, which is the Dangote refinery, but the price is still very expensive, even though the Dangote refinery is yet to come out with their own pricing template. Which they say will be released sometime in October. But from what the NNPCL has given, it seemed like it's not going to be any less than 900 naira or 950 naira. What are the fundamental issues that makes even petroleum products refined within the country very expensive.
Yes, my sister, you have been asking Dangote, you've not come out officially to tell us at what price you want to sell to whoever you want to sell. But was it some few days ago? I watched a very brilliant young brother. His name is Kevin. Kevin Emmanuel or something. I'm trying to get his name. Now he came, and the way he speaks, I want to believe that he's an insider in the Dangote company. I want to believe that because he comes with fact and he speaks only for Dangote so I can quote him. He said the Dangote refinery, these are the figures he gave out. It was on China's TV, granted the interview so that it doesn't look as if I'm just, the Arise TV or so, one of them. Now, according to him, he said Dangote produces 1 liter of petrol at the cost of 45 cents. You know what the cent is? 100 cents equals to $1. So that he's not even talking about Naira. He didn't mention Naira. He said, take note of it. I'm quoting Emmanuel, I think Kevin, I'll get his name, So he gave that. He also said that Dangote makes intentionally added 10 cents per liter as profit margin. So Dangote refines, according to him, at 45 to 46 cents per liter, and then sells to NNPCL, whoever, at 55 cents per liter. In fact, he went ahead and making the argument that Dangote has just been patriotic, otherwise he's at liberty to sell his petroleum product to export it to Ghana, where he will make about 1 point something dollar per liter. So just take note of it. I'm quoting, I want to get his name. Yes, it's Kevin Emmanuel. It's Mr. Kevin. He comes on air every now and then to speak authoritatively for Dangote Refinery and defending it. So I want to believe that he is actually an insider pro Dangote Refinery. If that being the case, then you do the conversion. 45 cents per liter. I don't know, I'm not interested in all this, their dollar exchange. I don't deal on dollars. I'm looking for Naira to buy food jobs, so no way. So assuming it is 1,600 Naira to $1, so 45% of that is a bit less than a half. And that makes, with my small arithmetic, you're looking around 700 and something Naira per liter. Okay? If that being the case, and Dangote is selling for 55 cents, it means you're looking at more than half the exchange rate of 1,600, and that would be about 800 plus, but less than 900. So if an embassy is now coming out to say, oh, Dangote is selling at 898, then it means they are correct. It's simple arithmetic now. You are selling 55 cents per liter. And 55 cents is 55% of $1. So 55% of maybe your official exchange rate of today, that is about 1,600. What does that give you? 800 plus that's about almost 900 or more. So what is the malicious and misleading? And they have not come out to refute what Mr. Emmanuel Kevin said on Arise TV, and it's been on for Dangote for as long as I know, coming to defend Dangote Refinery. So let them first of all refute that. It's a simple arithmetic. We are not kids now. So you're not asking the fundamentals. The question, my sister, I work in the petroleum industry, okay, in one of the leading IOCs, and I work in the field, not in the office alone. So I know the system in out. In a country like Nigeria, where we produce crude oil, sweet crude oil, I mean sweet, light or medium, not heavy, not sour, we do not have any business. Put me, and I keep repeating myself, put me selling petrol for more than 15 Naira per liter, diesel for more than 15 Naira per liter, aviation kerosene for more than 15 Naira per liter, cooking kerosene for more than 15 Naira per liter, your cooking gas, LPG, for more than 50 Naira per kg. Let me put the blame also, I have said it over and over. I blame my colleagues who are labor leaders in NLC and TUC, particularly the ones who are in Nupeng and Pengasa. My younger brother, Comrade Festus Sifu, I was on a program on the TV, Channels TV, the first time we met, and that's the end we didn't meet again. I said, you can't be saying this. You are from the same IOC like myself. If you know as much that you ought to know, you will know that you labor leaders have actually misled both the president and this country. That was why when they went and said they had this salary negotiation with President Tinubu and they agreed on 70,000 naira minimum wage based on petrol price of about 700 naira per liter. I say, wait a minute. Hey, I have told them over and over, go and take over the refineries and get them started. These refineries didn't have problem. They didn't have problem. If I had my car, I'm supposed to service my car. Maybe after 2,500 kilometers, I change the oil and clean the spark plug. It doesn't mean that the car cannot move. It's just that the efficiency will reduce. It will cost you more fuel because the lighter the lubricating oil, your car won't perform well. So it is my choice. So this was the state of the refineries. Before some cabal decided from Abuja to give instruction for these refineries to be shut down because they want to continue to, scam Nigerians in the name of fuel subsidy, which never existed any day. So you workers, because ask my brother, how can TUC, NLC leadership, Festus Osifo, and my brother Ajaro come on air every now and then to be accusing the president and those in government? Meanwhile, in the same union, you sit down there comfortably, no bother. You have your colleagues who earn so much, when I mean so much, for doing nothing. The refineries are not working and people are paid. They have a state in Abuja being maintained. Then when they make their money, some earn in millions. Then, of course, the unions will collect from us their union dues. I have never heard them one day say, you are talking of palliative. Why are you still collecting union dues from the workers who are already impoverished? Don't people ask them? Did the quarrel have, with due respect, with most of us in the media? You bring these guys and you don't bring them, let them come and sit in front of me. And then let's iron this thing once and for all. You can't be toying with this country like this. The labor leaders have failed us. So when they came up with that, their press release,
all right,
say,
let's
President Tinubu
you're
betrayed
becoming
us. How
very
did he betray you?
impassioned about it, and I mean that's the spirit or the true
We
Nigerian
have to expose
spirit,
everybody.
Emmanuel
We have to
Idafe.
expose everybody.
You
No hiding
mentioned
place.
something about subsidy, and I was going through social media, and a particular colleague, a senior colleague, Chico Jebe, had mentioned that in America, early education is subsidized. He also said some other sectors in the United States of America are okay, food and early education, he says, is subsidized. And, in Nigeria, accommodation is not subsidized. Feeding is not subsidized. Education is not subsidized. The only way of trying to carry everyone along, of ensuring that some people could get on by, was the subsidy that was on fuel, PMS. And yes, you're saying subsidy never existed, but the pricing was affordable at a certain time. And with that speech on the 29th day of May 2023 by the newly sworn in President Tinubu Ahmed that day, actually skyrocketed the price of petrol. I mean, almost 200%. And it's getting, I don't want to use the word worse, it's increasing every day. I mean, you head over to a fuel or petrol station and what you're expecting a different thing. You just go there and you're expecting that it might just be a different price altogether on the machine. Now, the question is, were we not better off with the idea, since you said it never existed, the idea that petrol is being subsidized? shouldn't the federal government, since all other sectors, because yes, you remove all of the subsidy, what did the administration do? Not to see it sound like we're delving into politics, you gave the monies back to the governors, in the name of trying to develop the various states, and that has not helped in any way the man who lives, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm sure you're getting the message. And so these monies are given back to the governors, and it doesn't have any impact on the common man. Shouldn't we just put back the subsidy?
I'm trying to say that the number of times you turn this same question round and cook it like soup or bono, I will give you the same answer. Same answer. Fuel subsidy never existed. It never existed. It was a big scam for so many years. Quote me. I am standing here. By the way, my name is Odafe, not Edafe. There are two different things in Urobo. Odafe, Odafe, that's mine. Now, let me take the issues you raised. The governors getting more money. Yes, they are getting more money because they said, the president decided to put an end to that scam. So money was saved and it's coming to the governors. Yes, it is true that people are not feeling it. I don't know of all the states, so I cannot make a conclusion. Maybe some governors are investing it in infrastructure, while others are, I don't know what they do with it. So it is not left for the state members of the state House of Assemblies invoking their powers under Section 128 of the Nigerian Constitution and oversight power to summon the governors of their state to come and render account of this extra money they are making. And if the members of the State House of Assembly refuses to do that, I think by Section 55 of the Nigerian Constitution, then the ultimate responsibility lies on the same Nigerians who are complaining to invoke their power to recall these members of the House of Assembly. Now, since you are not ready to defend us, come back home. Let us speak my sister in the studio to represent her own constituency. I can see that she will do a very good job. Now, you talked about the speech by Mr. President on May 29th. Let me tell you, that was the best he did. I have, even long before this democracy, been demanding an end to this scam. And he was patriotically courageous to do it. And that was why I voted for him. That's why I campaigned for him. I'm not a member of APC. But when I looked at the candidates then, I saw patriotic corruption. Patriotic courage in him. And when he announced it, I was full of joy. And I give him tons and I stand with him firmly. Even the exchange rate, the multiple exchange rate, that was another massive fraud. He ended. Those two major policies will not be reversed. Never. So when people are calling for it, they are wasting their time. If you don't understand the petroleum industry as us, it doesn't matter whether you are a senior advocate or whatever. Yes, we respect you. We know that you mean well, but humble yourself to come and ask those of us who are in the key sector. And they will explain to you why this shouldn't happen. Now, was it the end of this scam, the pronouncement or declaration of the end of this scam that led to the immediate decision by the so-called NNPCL to announce that callous, inhuman, unpatriotic hike in price of petrol? No, they had no connection at all. At all. I am surprised that even Mr. President is not seeing this as a deliberate attempt by the board and members of the NNPCL to undermine his government. I mean, how can you explain this? A president just became a president, and in months, you have the nation shut down. And then there's another threat of another shutdown in October. And then the president sits down there. Who are his advisors in the petroleum? The mistake Mr. President is making is always thinking that the solution to this problem lies in the Ministry of Finance. No. Or in CBN. No. No. It is in the petroleum sector. Get the right people to fix the petroleum sector, and Ministry of Finance and CBN will have no problem. They should go and relax. The petrodollar is in the petroleum sector. It is not for CBN to come and be giving us one story every day, Minister of Finance to come up. I mean, when they say that the Minister of Finance is the one to chair the committee to decide on the pricing. I just laugh. What does he know in the petroleum sector? Are we talking finance here? We are the ones who decide, and then you just say this is how much. It's not for you to tell because you don't know what is going on there. So there's too much
Let's
focus
look
on
at
that
what is going
aspect.
on there. You said that there was no subsidy and that the subsidy was a scam. But for a long time in Nigeria, we saw that when a new price of petrol was announced, it stayed for quite a while, regardless of the fluctuations in the dollar price. If there was no subsidy and the price of petrol was a reflection of market forces, was a reflection of the price of the dollar, why didn't the price of petrol fluctuate as the price of dollar did? That's one. And secondly, when the president said the subsidy is gone, and in the era of petrol subsidy in Nigeria, we saw a quick increase in the price of petrol. That also stayed for quite a while. Twice there's been an adjustment in the price. It's been consistent for at least a few months. What is happening here exactly? And if the NNPCL did that, not because subsidy was removed, but there's another reason, the president is the minister of petrol. And so he has oversight function over NNPCL, whether it's been privatized or not. What should he do?
Thank you very much for those good questions. Let me start with the last because I advised him. I actually advised former President Buhari, in the moment he was declared president-elect. I went on air. It's there. You can Google it. And I made it clear to him that for you to succeed, do not appoint even myself as Minister of Petroleum because I will fail woefully because I know the cabal. I know the system. So even Dangote, as powerful as he is, a whole powerful man in terms of dollars, the richest man, came out and holla, hey, I didn't know that the petroleum sector is different, that the cabal in the petroleum sector, it's worse than those in the international illicit drug business. That tells you. So I knew. So I answered, look, the only way you can succeed as president, General Buhari, is to appoint yourself as the substantive minister of petroleum resources. Because you are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And that means that those petrol terrorists that we have had in this critical sector for many years, many years, that you now have the power, invoke your constitutional power as commander-in-chief of the armed forces, declare a state of emergency with a directive to the armed forces to launch total war. Because people don't understand what this petroleum sector is. If you do, you understand why I'm still on this matter. You can't win any war, whether it's economic war, whether it's a true military war like we are having in most parts of, particularly in the northern part of Nigeria, without having energy security. No, it doesn't work now. Hitler lost the Second World War because of petrol, this issue. Because without petroleum product, diesel, how do you move your tanks? Fuel oil, how do you move your warship? If I got a point during the Civil War that the German forces were bombing the Allied forces, their tankers that supply petroleum and even petroleum product to their military equipment at the war front. You have to do that because once you incapacitate or you destroy that supply chain, then the war is over. So that was what Hitler did, but the Americans, blessed with more oil, far more than Germany, was able to supply its forces and allied forces, and that was how Hitler lost the war, not because the German government would have lost. No. So when we begin to play with the petroleum sector in this country, we are actually toying with the sovereignty of this country, our national security, and we are ridiculing our men and officers, gallant men and officers, patriotic for that matter, risking their life every day to keep this country safe. We are joking. Okay? So having said that, I have missed my thought because when I get into this, you're talking about, you asked me the question, how come that at different times the price of petroleum product remains the same, despite the fact that we hear fluctuation in prices of crude oil? at the global market. My sister, again, I tell you, it's a scam. Let me tell you, 1 barrel of crude oil produces not only petrol, I hope you know, more than 20 different byproducts. All of them, in fact, in the petroleum industry and the refining industry, there is no 1 liter of any of this derivative that is a waste. The cosmetic you wear, the plastic, and all. So if you are not using as a petrol, as diesel, as kerosene, you are using it for other makeup, pharmaceutical. Even the sulfur that we are complaining that, oh, too much sulfur in our petroleum product, like the one that accused Dangote or Dangote is accusing NNPCL of importing. When you extract those sulfur, you use it for fertilizer and even some pharmaceutical companies. So when you say that the price of petroleum increases, what you call petroleum is what we call, you can call it crude oil at the international market. So it's expected. That's why they keep telling Nigerians to fool us. Those they can fool. I'm more intelligent than many of them sitting on that board. Okay, I say without respect, I know it. I can challenge any of them. You can't fool people and allow us to keep quiet. Then ask them, what happens to the other derivatives? What happens? These guys have just been ripping off, making fool of this country, treating us like fools. There is nothing like
Forward
subsidy, even
now,
if the
having
price of
known
crude oil increases.
that
So,
the price of petrol from the Dangote refinery would not be as cheap as Nigerians expected, there is the Port Harcourt refinery as well as others cited in other places in Nigeria. What should be done to at least ease the plight of the common man in Nigeria?
my sister, so you're one of those who were actually, hey, Dangote refinery is the game changer. Everybody, Dangote refinery, you turn to media houses, Dangote refinery is the game changer we're expecting. You were one of them. Hey, yeah. So all the ones that were shouting.
I ask questions on behalf of Nigerians. Many Nigerians actually have this hope, and there's still hope that somehow there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So how do we get that light to shine?
The Nigerians, they didn't know. So they expected people like us and you in the mass media by virtue of Section 22 of the Nigerian Constitution, that is the responsibility of the mass media to inform, to educate, and to entertain. Now, in this case, is to inform them. That is why you have done well by inviting people like me who are in the industry to come and enlighten Nigerians. So as they are listening to me now, they are getting wiser that it was wrong for them to ever expect. I said it and I've granted interviews. How? Dangote is a private businessman. I bet they should leave him alone. Dangote, day your day, make we day our day. Eh? It is our day, is our 4 refineries. The Kaduna refinery, the Port Harcourt refinery, 2 in 1, and then the Warri refinery that's right behind my house as I'm talking with you. From my window, I see Warri refinery. This is our interest. Dangote, go and get your crude oil anywhere you want to get it. Go, 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 go. Sell to anywhere you want to sell and make your money. Not that it shouldn't be our business. I hate being dragged into the Dangote. You don't consign me. Day your day, we day our day. Let Nigerians day our day. The problem is that there was an attempt during Obasanjo's time to sell these refineries to Dangote, Utedola, and his friends. I'm not just saying it. They said it. Obasanjo came on air and he was even saying, oh, that was why he decided that it should be sold. The refineries are scrap. That. But unfortunately, when Yaradua came, Yaradua reversed it. That, in fact, I've responded to him that Yaradua may so rest in peace. God bless him for reversing that decision. God bless him. So since
Emmanuel
then,
Odafe, as we
wait, let
wrap
me
up,
go.
there's been talks that, well, of course, if you follow the news, you know that there are reports that a lot of modular refineries exist, especially in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And some school of thought have asked for these modular refiners to be given some sort of license to operate within certain environment, with certain conditions to be met. I don't know, as an expert, what you make out of that, and if that might be a solution, considering the fact we do not have all of the other refineries up and running at this time. Okay, so it feels as though we've lost connection with Emmanuel. But then, if you've been following reports, you realize that the military are always putting out information as to modular refineries and what they've done with them. You know, they come upon these modular refineries, destroy them. Yes, the methods are a bit
The illegal
sadly.
refineries, they destroyed illegal refineries, but the modular refineries are there.
Do we have modular
Yes, we have
refineries
modular
working?
refineries in Nigeria working, but there's also a challenge with who the modular refineries can sell to. So I think that the federal government needs to actually look into the petroleum sector again and harmonize certain things and maybe review certain policies that would enable these modular refineries, whatever quantity they produce, to sell to areas that they are cited in. So if you have a modular refinery, say in Delta State, in Edo State, for instance, they can sell to depots around them. And if we have modular refineries in the Southeast, like you said, if they sell to depots around them, that would to an extent reduce the dependence on importation of fuel. All right, we have Emmanuel Igbini Odafe back. Let's have your final thoughts on this. What is the way out of this?
Now, I was talking with a friend of mine who happened to have a license to operate this modern refinery. And he told me that, look, that what the modern refinery owners, you can go and find out from them. They don't produce petrol, the PMS we're all looking for. They are more interested in producing what they call naphtha and fuel oil. In fact, that is what they export. And then you have diesel there. That is what is going on. You know, and then you ask yourself, so why
are
did
they
you give them
producing
this
petrol?
license?
If it's a process that distills different products and you can get petrol, PMS from it, you can get diesel and other products, why the concentration on other products rather than PMS?
Yes, because according to him, they make more money. And you know, for you to convert to produce PMS, you need extra money. There's what they call the reforming sector, the catalytic conversion system, you know, that requires some catalysts that you import. And so they don't have that unit, so they just don't bother. In fact, most times you hear them come on air to say they want federal government to give them forex, you know, to be able to import these catalysts to convert those naphtha to PMS. So all they have been doing is just making good money. And he told me that they make so much money. I'm very sure if you ask Dangote himself, if he wants to be sincere with you, ask them. The first set of 6 million barrels of crude oil given to Dangote, we still don't know how much they paid. They've not told us. It's between them and the so-called NPCL. But even ask them, where, you know, then they didn't produce PMS. So where did the naphtha and the other byproduct go to? So too many things are hidden. That's why I say I'm not even interested in Dangote and his NNPCL people.
Time already. Can you, in few seconds, you know, just wrap up your thought, please?
My thought is simple, my dear sister. We must, you, my brother there, please continue this good work. Bring real professionals who are patriotic. I'm not praising myself, to come and enlighten Nigerians. Because like this planned protest of October, you know, I keep appealing to my friend Shori, can we just have a dialogue first? Let's share. But, you know, this patriotic anger is not happy. Nigerians are not happy that this person. So, Mr. President, I have said it in an interview. Let me repeat it again. That your, what do you call it, Renew Hope agenda is dead on arrival. Is dead on arrival with this PIA.
Arrival.
Is dead. It will not work.
Why do you say it's dead on arrival?
This PIA, yes, because this PIA has made it impossible. I said it's a landmine planted to destroy it. So that
you suggest a review of the PIA Act, of the PIA.
I didn't say review. Did I say review? I say repeal. There's a difference between review and repeal.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Igbini Odafe, petroleum expert, for being with us on Early Exchange today. We hope to continue this conversation as developments and other things, other facts around the petroleum sector in Nigeria emerge.
Thank you very much for having me. I hope you'll be able to support me, and then we'll have 15 naira per liter. Not all this one they're talking about.
Are you going to have your own refinery? Why do you say support?
Or
No,
is he going to contest some
no,
election or something?
We'll talk
no,
about that in
I'm saying
another
that
episode of the
we'll take
show.
over our 4 refineries. Our 4 refineries will produce it at 50 naira per liter.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Odafe. Yeah, that's the show. Quite exciting. Let's keep up alive and see what happens. Well, the
1st of October.
Yes, 1st of October. Let's wait for Dangote to reel out the pricing of petrol products from his refinery, and let's also hope that the federal government will not give up on the other refineries. Port Harcourt, which has been going through some rehabilitation of some sort, maintenance. Let's hope the Port Harcourt refinery, Kaduna refining, others will work, and let's see what happens when the government refines petrol a bit of a cheaper, and if other investors can also have their refinery, let's have some competition. That's the show and exchange Tuesday edition. I'm Blessing Eichie. Market Insight comes up at 11 here on Sweet News TV. Please ensure that you keep watching. Leave us a comment. We'll be glad to hear from you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Well, she said it all, and I'll just follow suit. Have yourself a wonderful day, and many thanks to everyone who has ensured that you can receive us crisp, loud, and clear. Until we come your way again, bye for now.
Early exchange, shaping policy, advancing development.